Hey, what's up, everybody? So today I really want to talk about imposter syndrome. Now, if you're not aware, imposter syndrome pretty much means you feel like a phony when you shouldn't. Okay, and maybe you're a yoga instructor and you think, how could I possibly teach people how to do yoga? Or maybe you're a musician and you're thinking, how could I possibly make music that's actually going to be good and resonate with people? Or maybe, like me, I'm a videographer and I was constantly thinking, how could I make any video that's going to be good, that's actually going to be valuable to anybody who needs a video? I'm a kid from Palmdale, California. If you don't know Palmdale, the first thing people bring up when they hear Palmdale is either Afro Man or Paul George. So that's all we have to show in terms of success as a city. So what do I know about wanting to be successful if those are the only two people that we have to show for it? So trust me, I deal with imposter syndrome consistently on a day-to-day basis. So I really want to share with you guys 3 tips that I use to help overcome this imposter syndrome feeling and actually shape shifting that feeling into more of a strength instead of a hindrance. The first tip is you have to identify where this feeling is manifesting itself from, because this feeling is coming from somewhere. We don't instantly start to feel like imposters because we want to feel that way. This feeling comes from something or somebody or from some situation. So to give you an example, in my situation, I'm a videographer. I've been doing video for the past 6-7 years now, running my business for the last 3 years, and I don't have any formal education. I didn't go to media school or college or film school or anything like that. So not having that hard copy certificate proving that I've done this and that I had the formal education in this space definitely led to me feeling like I didn't belong in the industry. Now, I did have mentors and I did teach myself this space on my own, but not having that hard proof I felt like an indictment on my career, no matter how far I got within this industry. So the first tip is identify where this feeling even started in the first place. Maybe a parent keeps telling you that you're just not going to be good enough. Or in my case, like I said, not having that physical proof to really show that you're capable. Identify and become aware of where this feeling is manifesting from. And when you start to identify where this feeling is coming from, then you can go into tip number 2. And tip number 2 is remind yourself of your past wins or your past successes. So going to that yoga instructor, maybe, that yoga instructor hasn't taught 100 people yet, but she did teach 30 people, and 25 of those 30 people loved her as an instructor. Or maybe the musician's worried about making music that's not going to be good, but he's already made hundreds of songs that people loved and that he barely got any backlash from. Or in my case, I have to really remind myself of I've produced videos for companies that were impactful and that were valuable to them and to their careers and to their success and to the people around them. And it had a really huge impact on their lives overall. So really reminding yourselves of your past wins and understanding that you have proved yourself wrong already before. So if you've proved yourself wrong before, why would that stop now? So reminding yourself of your past wins is super, super key when overcoming this imposter syndrome. And thirdly, and lastly, and this one was extremely refreshing when I actually started to consider this, is we all have imposter syndrome. The whole world lives with imposter syndrome. You are not alone. In fact, even some of the most successful people on the planet deal with imposter syndrome even to this day. And a quote from Barbara Corcoran, and Barbara Corcoran is a host on Shark Tank. And by the way, I love Shark Tank. It is such a good show. I can't believe some of the stuff that people are inventing and how creative they got. I'm just like, dude, how did I not think of that? And it gets me so mad. Barbara Corcoran had this quote and she said, some of the most successful people around her deal with imposter syndrome. In fact, the more successful someone is, the more doubt they have, which fuels their success. Even the most successful people start to breed in that doubt the more success that they have. And that doubt, which is that imposter syndrome, is what's fueling them to be more successful because they want to prove themselves wrong. So to summarize this whole thing, we all literally deal with this same exact feeling, and you don't want to hide from it. What you want to do is you want to face it head on and actually use it more as a strength instead of a weakness. So to recap, you really want to become aware and identify where this feeling is coming from in the first place. And then after that, you want to remind yourself that you have proved yourself wrong in the past before, and why is that going to stop now? Thirdly, you always want to keep in mind that everybody feels this exact same feeling, and that even the most successful people feel that way. So I hope these tips help, and I look forward to seeing you guys on the next video.